This example is Red Flags of Identity Theft. This course was created to fulfill the requirements of the Federal Trade Commission's Red Flags regulations. These regulations were set up for organizations that extend credit to their customers. In this case, this particular version of the course was customized for a large dental conglomerate called BrightNow. Because this course and its topic is something that has wide-spanning usage possibilities, we need to construct it in such a way that we could easily pull out components and swap them for things that were branded and customized for the customers that needed them. So in this course, we could swap out pictures, content, buttons. We could even alter the logic all via XML. The course opens with an introductory video that helps the learner to be able to understand the impacts that identity theft has on customers. After the introduction, the learner has an opportunity to explore the key components of identity theft prevention. This is done by selecting the component and reviewing the definition, impact, and relevance of that component. Inside relevance, the learner can do a deeper dive and explore the key components that are important to understand in order to avoid identity theft. After exploration is complete, the learner is ready to practice the skills and knowledge that they picked up. Inside practice, the learner is faced with a few low-level simulations of customers that are coming to the counter asking for a variety of things to happen with their medical accounts and medical records. This customer wants to change the address on record. The learner has a choice at this stage. They can either choose to answer the question, which is, should you change this patient's address, or explore the components that the patient brought with him. This is the address he wants to change to. Here's his driver's license, and here are his patient records. We can compare his driver's license and patient records to make sure that all information lines up. In this case, I'll answer no. Once we get feedback, it tells us that we need to review the items presented and click on the specific reason why this patient's address change should not take place. In this case, comparing the driver's date of birth on the driver's license and the date of birth on the patient records reveals an inaccuracy. Once we click on that item, we get feedback that helps us to understand why that was correct and gives us a real-world suggestion as to how to resolve it should this happen to us. Practice continues with several more scenarios that helps the learner to be able to gain clear confidence for dealing with customers that have a wide array of different identity theft related requests. Once practice has been completed, the learner moves on to apply learning. Inside Apply Learning, the learner will be faced with several more scenarios, except in this situation they're required to answer the question without supplying justification, and they have to answer all the questions with 100% accuracy. Just as in practice, the learner can review the things that the patient brought with them, ultimately to help them answer the main question, related back to the patient's request. If the learner didn't get 100%, then they have to retake it. Or they can review their answers by clicking on the individual components to prepare them for retaking the test. Once the learner achieves 100%, a certificate of completion is sent back to the LMS.